Welcome back to the deep dive. So usually, we're tearing apart a specific event.
A historical battle, a tech breakthrough, something like that.
Exactly. But today, we're doing something a little bit distinct. We're looking at the toolkit itself.
That's a great way to put it. I mean, you can't really understand history or science or even the news if you don't understand the machinery of the language that's describing it.
We're specifically looking at a set of 15 words. They're labeled in our source material as Group 1. Communication, language, and writing.
Which does sound a bit academic, I'll give you that.
It sounds a bit like a freshman composition class syllabus, yeah.
It does, but I promise you, these are not just words for a vocabulary quiz. These are the words that determine if you win an argument, if you understand a contract, or...
Or if you can spot when a politician is dodging a question.
That's the one.
So that's the goal today. We're not just reading definitions. We are looking for precision. We'll walk through this list chronologically and really figure out how to use them, how to say them.
And because English is a nightmare, how to spell them without looking like you don't know what you're doing.
Precision is the watchword. Let's sharpen the tools.
All right, let's do it.
Let's dive in. The first tool in the box is Allonym.
Allonym. A strong start.
Now, when I first saw this, my brain immediately went to synonym or antonym. It's in that family, right?
It is. It comes from the Greek onyma, which means name. So synonym is same name, antonym is opposite name, and allonym is an other name.
Okay, so practically speaking, what's the difference between that and a pseudonym? Because we see authors using fake names all the time.
That's the key question. A pseudonym is a fake name the author makes up. An allonym is typically a real person's name that someone else adopts for their work. But in modern use, and definitely in our source text, it connects to ghostwriting.
Which is everywhere now.
Everywhere. The source brings up the classic celebrity memoir. You got a famous athlete, a movie star.
Right.
They have this incredible life story, but, well, let's be honest, they can't write a coherent paragraph to save their lives.
So they hire a ghostwriter.
Exactly. The ghostwriter does all the heavy lifting, the structure, the prose, everything. But the name on the jacket is the celebrity's.
So the celebrity's name is the allonym.
In that context, yes. It's the name the actual writer is using to sell the book.
That feels a little ethically murky, doesn't it? It challenges the whole idea of authorship.
It does. It's a mask. And the pronunciation matters here because it's a rare word. It's L-nym. You really want to hit that first syllable. A-L-nym.
And for spelling, it's got that double L right up front. A-L-O-N-Y-M.
Just remember all and nym. You'll be fine.
Okay, moving to the second word. This is one we all think we know, but I bet we misuse it. Ambiguous.
The enemy of clarity. Ambiguous.
People use it to just mean vague, right? Is that correct?
Vague is close, but ambiguous is sharper. Vague is just fuzzy. Ambiguous means it could have two or more specific, often conflicting meanings. The root ambi means both, like ambidextrous.
Oh, so the meaning is literally going in two directions at once.
That's it. Our source gives a pretty light example. A baking competition.
Right. So you're on one of those high-pressure cooking shows, and the judges hand you a recipe, but they've left it ambiguous on purpose.
It says something like, add sugar to taste, or bake until golden.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Golden could mean light yellow or, dark brown, depending on who you ask.
Exactly. In that context, the ambiguity is a test of your skill. But if you flip that, and you're signing a lease for an apartment, and the clause about repairs is ambiguous.
That is a nightmare. You end up in court.
Precisely. In law, ambiguity is a failure. In art, it might be a feature.
Okay, pronunciation check on this one, because it can get a little slushy.
It's 4 syllables. Ambiguous, you don't want to swallow that third syllable. It's not ambiguous. It's ambiguous.
And the spelling. It's got that U-O-U-S, finish. A-M-B-I-G-U-O-U-S.
It's a word that demands you be precise, ironically enough.
All right, word number 3. We're back to books. Autobiography.
A library staple.
This links back to our first word, doesn't it? If an allonym is using someone else's name.
Then an autobiography is the real deal. Ideally, yes. Auto for self, bio for life, agraphy for writing.
A person's life story written by that person. The example is pretty straightforward. A retired woman deciding to write her memoirs.
It sounds charming, but it's incredibly hard, which is why so many people end up using ghostwriters, and we're right back to the Allonym problem.
What's interesting is the pronunciation note. There are 2 ways to say this.
There are. You can stress the ag autobiography, or you can flatten it out a bit, autobiography. Both are correct.
And spelling is pretty easy if you know your Greek roots. Autobiography. Wow.
Just don't forget the PH in agraphy.
Okay, let's pivot. A word that describes how we speak when we are absolutely 100% certain. Categorical.
I love this word. It's such a power word.
It sounds scientific, like categories. How does it apply to speech?
Well, think about a category. It's a box. If something's in the box, it's in the box.
Yep.
There's no halfway. So a categorical statement means there are no exceptions. It's absolute.
The source gives a great relatable example. A teenager, Jill, asks her dad to borrow his brand new car.
A high-stakes request.
And the dad could have been ambiguous. He could have said,
We'll see.
"We'll see," exactly. But he didn't. He gave a categorical no.
And that's the difference. A categorical no means under no circumstances, not if she washes it, not if she fills the tank with gas, is she getting that car. It just shuts down the argument.
It feels like a word we need more of. Politicians are masters at avoiding categorical statements.
Because wiggle room is deniability. Categorical burns the bridge. You're committed.
And pronunciation? C-S-S-J-A-H-A-L.
For spelling, watch the vowels. C-A-T-E, then G-O-R. People want to put an A in there like categorical.
Right. It's from category. Okay, next up is a word that sounds like it belongs in a dusty library. Compendium.
It does have that dusty vibe, doesn't it?
It
Derogatory.
sounds like compilation.
They're cousins. A compendium is a collection of items, usually a full set of information on a subject, all presented together.
But the source example is hilarious. It describes a book that's nothing more than a compendium of the author's rants against the government.
I think we've all read that book, or at least seen it online.
What's great is how the word compendium elevates it. If I say I have a bunch of angry blog posts, who cares? But if I say I have published a compendium of socio-political critiques...
Suddenly you sound like an intellectual. It's a packaging word. It implies structure, even if the content is just noise.
Spelling is pretty phonetic, thankfully. C-O-M-P-E-N-D-I-U-M.
Just watch that antium ending.
Got it. Okay, let's talk about tone. Word number 6. Derogatory.
This is a heavy one. Deserves to say there.
We know it means insulting. But is there more to it than just being mean?
There is. If you look at the root, it comes from derogar. Rogar means to ask or propose a law. Derogar meant to repeal part of a law, to take something away from it.
Oh, wow. So derogatory literally means taking away value or lowering something.
Precisely. It's not just hurting feelings. It's an attempt to lower someone's status. The example in the text mentions a voter named Zelda.
Good.
Who is sick of politicians making derogatory remarks about each other. She doesn't want them to lower the opponent. She wants them to explain why they deserve the vote.
It's the difference between my opponent is wrong and my opponent is an idiot.
Exactly. The second one is derogatory, and the spelling is D-E-R-O-G-T-O-R-Y.
Yeah.
Stress is on the R-O-G.
All right, word number 7. And this one is the trap. Discursive.
Oh, this is a dangerous one.
I have to confess I've definitely used this wrong. I always thought discursive was like discourse, logical. You know, we had a great discursive chat.
And you were saying the exact opposite of what you actually meant.
Apparently. So please set the record straight.
Discursive means moving from topic to topic without any order. It means rambling. Digressive.
So if I say his speech was discursive, I am criticizing him.
Unless you were hoping for a rambling mess, yes. It implies a total lack of focus. The example is a politician who gets a tough question and gives a discursive response. He jumps from the economy to the weather to his childhood dog.
He's avoiding the point by just wandering all around it.
That's it. It comes from the Latin for to run about. You're running all over the place.
So categorical is a laser beam. Discursive is a sprinkler system.
That's a perfect analogy. And pronunciation is discursive.
Spelling is tricky. D-I-S-C-U-R-S-I-V-E. It has curs in it, like cursive writing, which also runs along.
Nice connection.
Okay, moving on to number 8. We want to avoid being discursive, so we should try to. Encapsulate.
Look at that transition. Very smooth.
I try. Encapsulate.
And this is the perfect antidote to being discursive. It means to express the essential features of something succinctly, to put it in a capsule.
I love that imagery. You take a big, messy idea and you shrink it down into a tiny pill.
The example is the classic political debate. Candidate, you have 2 minutes to encapsulate your entire foreign policy strategy.
Which is an impossible thing to ask, usually.
It is, but it's a necessary skill. If you can't encapsulate your idea, you probably don't understand it well enough yourself.
Spelling is easy if you just remember capsule, Encapsulate.
Just don't forget the E at the start. It's encapsulate, not encapsulate.
Good tip. Number 9, exposition.
Press the share.
This feels like a term from a writer's room. We need more exposition in this scene.
In fiction, yes, it's the backstory. But in general, it just means a clear explanation or setting forth of the facts.
The source note's a struggle we all remember. Math textbooks.
The bane of every student.
And the text suggests the reason there are so many different math textbooks is that nobody can agree on which one has the best exposition.
It's true. Explaining calculus is an art form. One book explains it visually, another with formulas. They're all attempting exposition, exposing the truth, but some are just better at it.
It's funny because exposition can be boring. In a movie, when characters just stop and explain the plot for 10 minutes, we call that an info dump.
Right, but in a textbook, you want clear exposition. You don't want any mystery.
Spelling check. Exposition. It has position right in there.
Correct. You are positioning the facts out in the open for everyone to see.
All right, we're in the double digits. Number 10, laudatory.
Or sometimes you hear "Soreztia."
The root here is loud and clear. Laud, like an applaud.
Exactly. To laud is to praise. So something that is laudatory is expressing praise.
The example is a police chief giving a speech about his officers, and the speech was laudatory.
Right. He wasn't critiquing them or analyzing them. He was just praising them.
This feels like a great word for reviews. You know, if a critic is just gushing about a film, you can say it was a highly laudatory review.
It sounds much more sophisticated than just saying he liked it a lot.
And spelling. Laudatory.
Just remember laud. L-A-U-D. If you get that, the rest of it follows.
Number 11. We're going back to grammar class, but stay with us because this one actually changes how you see headlines. Participle.
The definition.
It's a word that's formed from a verb, but is used as an adjective.
Okay, that is the textbook definition. Give me the so what? Why does it matter?
Okay, think about the phrase breaking news.
See it on the screen every night.
Breaking is a verb. Things break. But here, it's describing the news. The news is in the act of breaking. It gives it energy, right? It's active. That's a present participle.
As opposed to broken news, which would mean it's already over and done with.
Exactly. And broken is the past participle. See how that one choice of participle changes the whole timeline and the feeling of the headline?
That is actually really cool. It turns an action into a description.
It's what makes language dynamic.
Spelling is a bit of a minefield here. P-A-R-T-I-C-I-P-L-E.
Lots of I's in there. Just remember, participate. It participates in the sentence.
Nice mnemonic. Number 12, pictograph.
And we're leaving words behind for a moment.
Well,
A visual representation of information.
we live in the age of data, but raw numbers are boring. A pictograph uses images to tell the story. The example is a simple chart showing last month's sales figures.
But instead of a boring bar graph, maybe it's a stack of dollar bills or little cars if you're a car dealership.
Right. It's really the earliest form of writing. Cave paintings were pictographs. Now we use them in PowerPoint.
It's a way to encapsulate data visually.
See, you're using the toolkit.
Spelling is Pictograph. Pictograph. Picture writing.
Simple enough.
Number 13, Plaudit.
This sounds an awful lot like laudatory again.
They're siblings. Laudatory is the adjective, plaudit is the noun. A plaudit is a statement of praise, or it can be the applause itself.
So you give a laudatory speech and you receive plaudits.
Precisely. The example is a filmmaker at an award show. She accepts one plaudit after another for her film.
It's a slightly old-fashioned word, isn't it? You don't hear people say, "Thanks for the plaudits, guys." It is a bit formal, but it carries more weight than just a thumbs up. It's enthusiastic approval.
And the spelling, Plaudit. Again, that laud root is hiding in there. Okay, number 14, repetitious.
This feels self-explanatory, but is there a nuance? A difference between repetitive and repetitious?
They're very close, but repetitious often carries a stronger negative feeling. It implies something is tedious because it's happening too much.
The example is a comedian who tells the same jokes every single set.
If he tells them twice, it's repetitive. If he tells them every night for a year and the audience starts groaning, that's repetitious.
It implies a lack of new ideas. It's stale.
Exactly that.
Spelling check.
What?
R-D-P-E-T-I-T-I-O-U-S.
Watch the middle. Repetitious. People love to swap that E for an I.
And finally, number 15, the word we are trying desperately not to be today.
Verbose.
Definition: using too many words.
The example is the speaker who goes way over his 10-minute time limit. He isn't just speaking, he's verbose.
So how is this different from discursive? Great question. A discursive speaker is lost, they're wandering off topic. A verbose speaker might be perfectly on topic, but they use 50 words when 5 would have been fine.
So you can be verbose and categorical at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. You can spend an hour screaming no in 1,000 different ways.
And the spelling is simple. V-E-R-B-O-S-E, like verb.
Verbum is Latin for word. So verbose literally means full of words.
Well, we have made it through the list without, I hope, becoming too verbose ourselves.
I think we managed it. And if you look back, we've really built a narrative. We started with identity allonyms and autobiographies, then clarity ambiguous versus categorical, then delivery compendiums, expositions, and finally we critiqued the style laudatory, discursive, repetitious.
It really changes how you listen to people. When you watch the news tonight, ask yourself, is this person explaining or are they being discursive? Are they trying to encapsulate the truth or are they keeping it ambiguous on purpose?
Once you know the name for the technique, you stop being a passive listener. You start analyzing the game.
So here's a question for you to chew on as we wrap up. If you had to write your own autobiography right now, would it be a compendium of laudatory achievements?
Or would you struggle to encapsulate who you really are without being ambiguous? That's the ultimate challenge. Clarity about yourself is the hardest kind of clarity there is.
Heavy thought to end on, but hey, that's why we're here. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the lexicon. Use your words wisely.
And spell them correctly.
See you next time.